So when they're that high-powered, you got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Mahomes now to throw. Complete. The tight end, Kelsey. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. Kelsey, such a valuable part of this offense. Made the Pro Bowl the last 4 seasons. 2018 being the most productive when he went over 1,300 yards, 10 touchdowns, and a great relationship between he and Pat Mahomes off the field. Very good friends. Attended a bunch of high-profile sporting events together in the offseason. And that chemistry, it certainly shows on the field. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. 2 yards and able to get the first down in the process. Defense had a chance to get off the field here in the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb, because they're always going to talk about how important 3rd down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Throwing now is Mahomes. This pass going to be caught by Hardman. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That one good for 12 yards into Kansas City first. And boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
Now Mahomes going to get this one to Hill. Mahomes finding Hill for a big play, and even 50 yards. Well, how about the passing numbers so far on this first drive?
Oh, no doubt about it. They're flinging it around pretty successfully. And look at the start. The confidence level that we see in him rising, because he's hit a few early. And how about the last one? The big shot right there.
It's Coleman here. And he's going to take it into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Tevin Coleman, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Chiefs take it right down and score on the opening drive. Point after, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Melvin Gordon, the 2-time Pro Bowler. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
On 2nd down, they'll run with Gordon. And not much, maybe a yard up to the 29. The good run on 1st down followed up by a not-so-good run on 2nd down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on 3rd down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
Third and 2, now Taylor. Flush to his right. He can run for it, and he will. And he's he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. 4 yards there as they let him out of the pocket, and he got enough for the first. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They go play action with Taylor. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. Charles, already trailing by a touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
2nd and 10, it's Taylor again. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Emmanuel Ogbah in there to get him. It's a loss of 5. He probably feels like he cannot get a break. He was sacked 7 times last week. And here we go again in the first quarter.
And we always talk about the internal clock of a quarterback in the pocket and how he has to have a real keen sense of it in order to get rid of the football. After being sacked 7 times last week, that clock has been sped up.
3rd and long, it's Taylor. Going deep here for Allen. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So he was past the line of scrimmage when he threw it.
And as they say, that's a no-no. Got to be able to understand where you are on the field and not cross the line before throwing the ball downfield.
This is fielded at the 27. 6-yard return after a punt of 48. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Joey Bosa racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. Throwing on 2nd and long. Mahomes under pressure again, and down he goes again. Melvin Ingram in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And indeed, that's what they'll do as they run it here. Room past the 20. And he'll finally be taken down at the 29-yard line. A crazy sequence here. A huge gain that time, but it still leaves them well short for 4th down. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. On 4th down on is Dustin Colquitt to kick this away. Travis Benjamin deep for the Chargers. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage. One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. They'll give it to Gordon out of the shotgun. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd down, it's Gordon, and he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for 1st. From the shotgun, it's Taylor. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. Here's Ty Long now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone. Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On 2nd and 2, Mahomes. It's Hill, complete. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
Kansas City Chiefs, first down.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Completes it to Coleman. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Credit the tackle to Brandon Mebane.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Mahomes. There goes a deep ball. End zone. This is caught by Hill for a Chiefs touchdown. Tyreek Hill. His 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead. Extra point splits the uprights. And that'll make the score 14-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. On 2nd and 9, Taylor. He's going to sling this deep down. Looking for Benjamin, but it's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. The struggles continue here offensively. Still nothing for him on the scoreboard, and now an interception.
Yeah, the offense looks extremely sluggish, not really in sync at all. Dare I say, it looks like it got left behind in customs.
Oh, you've had that in your back pocket. You were waiting for that.
Probably should have left it in my...
He's got a man, complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That goes for a gain of 31.
And our Kansas City Chiefs, first down. 1st and 10 at the 30.
2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Flushed out right. And he's going to keep it here. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. They'll run with Coleman on first down. And they'll get him down right about the 20. Credit the tackle there to Uchenna Nwosu.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
On second down now, it's Coleman. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. Looking to throw is Mahomes. He's going to find Hill here. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
First and 10 at the 11-yard line.
If there was one area that the coach emphasized in our pregame meeting, it was red zone offense.
In a sense I got from it, and I think you did as well, they weren't real happy with how they were executing previously, so they put a lot of time and effort in.
And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Tevin Coleman with his second TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Chargers take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Again, what you also have to guard against is calling
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Chris Jones, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. To throw is Taylor. He's going to look for Allen now on the deep, and he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by the rookie from UVA, Juan Thornhill. And a potential turning point as they'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half.
The Chiefs take over first and 10.
Hello, I got one lady. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
So after the INT, here's Mahomes. That's caught. It's Coleman. And he's going to get this inside the 30. And with 1 second left, they get the timeout. And they'll have a chance to kick the field goal before intermission. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. Spotted at the left hash, this from 45. And the kick by Butker is good. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17. line.
Let's go.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them.
Tight dog. Under 10, 10.
Now it's the backup, Rivers. Completes it to Benjamin. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 23 yards the pick up there.
190.
Chargers, 1st down.
We own it.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Now Gordon on 1st down. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
180. Block 15. Load it.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at their 49-yard line.
89.
From just shy of midfield, Rivers. And nowhere to get away. Rivers is dropped.
And that's the second sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's throwing upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
On 3rd down, Rivers. And he's got a man open. That's Allen. And he'll be brought down with a 1st down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 37. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there were very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan. Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield, incomplete. Rivers incomplete on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10. Back to the ground now with Gordon. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32. Gordon, a Pro Bowler for the 2nd time last season, 885 yards, 10 touchdowns, and that was only in 12 games played a season ago. And he also switched jersey numbers in the offseason from 28 to 25, and 25, that's the number he wore when he was dominating the Big Ten college gridiron for the Badgers of Wisconsin.
Hey, Delta. Mike, 53. 53, Mike. I'm going to be hot.
Rivers from the gun on 3rd down. Looking for Benjamin, but it's intercepted. Picked off at the 12. And he'll bring it all the way back just a yard or 2 shy of midfield. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Joey Bosa, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Check safety. Yellow.
Now here's Mahomes. And going deep for Hill. It's caught at the 10. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Tyreek Hill with touchdown number 15 on the year and 2nd of the game as his guys continue to pour it on. Butker on for the PAT. And the lead will grow by 1 more.
Makes the score Chiefs 41, Chargers nothing. Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll be stopped just shy of the 25 with a penalty marker down. Here's the call. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Rivers going to turn and give this one to his running back, Gordon. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
From the 41, Rivers. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him, though. Find him. Find him.
He's got a man. It's Williams. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. Rivers now just 3 of 6 throwing it, but that last completion gets a first down. From the shotgun, it's Rivers. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man. And you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Rivers. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed, but all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Results in a 4th down.
Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. Now Rivers on 4th down. Trying to force it to Allen, and it's intercepted. Darren Lee picks it. The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. The 30. And he will score. Touchdown, Kansas City. He is a difference maker at the linebacker position. He had a pick 6 last year, remember it. But it's different for those guys, isn't it, than a corner or a safety?
It certainly is, because sometimes they're pattern reading, seeing what the receivers are doing. Sometimes they're spot dropping, just getting to a place on the field and finding the quarterback and going to the ball. But remember this, these linebackers, at one time in their life, a lot of them were running backs. And they love having the ball back in their hands and making big moves towards the end zone.
Butker now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10.
Wait, 89!
Now a 10th carry for Melvin Gordon. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. The Chargers on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd down and 12. Play fake to Gordon. Now Rivers. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Here's Ty Long now as he's on to punt for L.A. This is brought in at the 21. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it number 1.
LaShawn McCoy off to the races. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. LaShawn McCoy, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. The extra point up and good, and the lead will swell by 1 more. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Chris Jones make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. The catch and run, good for 18 and a 1st down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Rivers. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
On 2nd down, Eckler. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
Alpha!
Rivers on 3rd and 2. He's got his man. It's Williams. And he'll be brought down with the 1st down and a late flag here, too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure. Maybe a critical mistake at this juncture as now they've got a 1st and 10. Following the penalty, here's Gordon. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Anthony Hitchens, 2nd in the AFC in tackles last year, there to bring him down. They keep it on the ground. Again, Gordon. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. Calling about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up. The Chargers on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 7. Now Rivers. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Chris Jones in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
They can't stop me out here.
So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. Fourth down, Rivers. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Chiefs' defense comes up with a stop. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. On second down, it's Coleman. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again, and who knows?
And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off at the 36. They had him back deep, got the interception, and now they start inside the 10.
Partner forgets starting inside the red zone. They're inside the green zone. From the 10-yard line in, a lot of teams call it that because that's the money zone. Get it into the end zone and make your cash.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Finally, defensively, they have a little clip to show positive for actually stopping him running the football.
It's been a really long night for them, hasn't it? So they got a little bit of a win there, but let's face it, the vision that he's had running the football, has carried his feet to the open spaces and the big yardage all night long.
And finding room to work, he's down to the 2-yard line. A very valuable 9-yard pickup, and now they're set up a little better here for 3rd and goal.
Yellow, yellow.
So this one in the win column for Kansas City. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Chiefs, they just keep on rolling as they move to 9-2 with a win here. And now it's